Someone recently asked about the different ways you can receive the Orisha Oggun. So, Oggun has a couple different manifestations within the Afro-Cuban tradition, right? The first one you're probably going to receive is the one with the warriors, right? The one who lives in the metal cauldron. And he pretty much does this across all of our manifestations. He's associated with iron. Even though at one point all of the Orishas lived within Iba, which were the jicaras, or the gourd fruit that's dried and used as bowls, or in clay, right? Or in barro or terracotta, right? But usually now you'll see him within an iron vessel. So that's the first way you're going to receive him. What are the benefits of this? These are based on various odu that were applied by the Afro-Cuban Babalawos as a way for the person entering the faith to receive the most efficient amount of protection up front, right? So what is the warrior aspect of Ogun good for? Protection against violence, against accidents, tragedies, anything that has to do with metal. Witchcraft, because the word Ogu also means negative medicine or witchcraft, right? So that's the first thing. Now, can you say you have Ogun in his entirety in that manifestation? To a certain degree, yes, and to a certain degree, no, because there's another way you could receive him as well, and that is going to be in the Orisha manifestation, being that the warriors ideally are given in conjunction with the hand of Ifa, and that first manifestation is probably going to be given to you by a Babalawo, and that is based on the Odu of Ogunamasa as well as Iroso, why the warriors are given in conjunction like that. And I'm sure there's other Odus that support it as well. And then you have the Orisha aspect of Ogun that is given as well, where you're going to notice it's going to have possibly more implements, more components to it, right? It's going to have more things going on. So that's as deep as I can get into that without, delving into too much for the uninitiated. But what are the benefits of that? You're going to have people that are meant to receive Ogun in a further form, in a more full form, being that the one of the warriors, even though it is a complete manifestation of the Orisha, there are other things you can incorporate in it, and that comes with the Orisha aspect of Ogun. And this can also be related with the idea of receiving El Caracol de Ogun, or the manifestation of Ogun that comes with the shells or the cowrie shells, as well as an Ita. Now, this is a really interesting concept, and it's one that I'm just bringing up because it was a piece of information that I saw a while ago. And there's actually a pataki where Obadala held a conference to teach the other Orishas how to divine with the cowrie shells, right? And everybody went except for a couple different deities, right? One of them was Babalawo, who's actually behind me right there. Another one was Orisha Oggun. Another one was Inle. And Ogun was also one that didn't show up. The other ones didn't show up for various reasons. Inle was hunting or doing his medical work. Orisha Oggun was working the farm. Babalawo had gotten actually kicked out of Lukumi land. And Ogun really didn't see the need to learn cowrie divination because he's like, I'm a blacksmith. I really don't have much to do with divination, period. And this can even be further supported because in the Odu of Iroso Tualara, Ogun was not much of a diviner, right? Not to say that the children of Ogun don't have great capacities when it comes to any of the priesthoods, because the same way I could touch on this pataki, I can touch on other patakis that really fortify Ogun as a diviner, right? So it really depends on which one you want to apply. And remember that Ifa never contradicts itself. We're kind of dealing with multiple incarnations, different realities. The same Ogun in one Odu is not the same one that manifested in another. But based on that pataki, you're going to see in some regions of Africa, when you consecrate Ogun, they will not include an ita or anything used with the dilogun, right? But if you crown Ogun, I would imagine, and no matter whether it be here in Africa, there is a conversation that needs to be had, and that can come in any which way. The Orisha aspect of Ogun pretty much is going to protect you from the same thing. There's more components to it, so some people would debate and say it's going to provide a more fuller effect. I really can't get into that because I wouldn't necessarily be able to corroborate that, because everybody who receives a deity is going to have a different outcome from it. So at the end of the day, it's all positive, and the core aspect of what you're going to be receiving is who Ogun is, right? You're going to receive benefits when it comes to career, when it comes to progress, when it comes to protection, most importantly. All of these different things. Ogun was the the guy who kind of moved society forward with technology. The blacksmith in antiquity of Yoruba culture was a figure, to say the least. He was the guy, you know. He created tools, the bronze innovations that the Yoruba people you know, utilized and were able to take advantage of. You know, all of this was based on the concept of Oggun, right? So Oggun, in either one of its manifestations, whether it be in the warriors or the Orisha Ebora or the Ajagun, or, you know, in the Orisha aspect, where you're more than likely going to receive it from an Olorisha due to the fact that the Dilogun is involved. And then, you know, you can also consecrate Oggun in a more traditional fashion where, you know, it's going to have those great benefits as well. Either way, they're going to provide the same benefits. It really just depends on what your path in Orisha is. If you're meant to be an Olorisha and you're going to be really working Orisha like that, you're more than likely going to receive a Caracol de Oggun. And from what I understand, it's something that is practically you know, given in conjunction with the Pinadu or the Obe of the Olorisha, right? So, you know, you're going to see these different things and you're going to receive these different things depending on which steps you're going to take in the religion, right? So everybody has their secret, everybody has their manifestation. It's just a matter of identifying who you're going to be in these things and how you're going to use it, and that's going to really be the dictating factor. But as far as benefits, they're all wonderful. Oggun is one of my, I love all the Orishas, but Oggun is definitely an Orisha that gets a lot of my attention because, you know, whether it be my Odu, whether it be just me being surrounded by his children, or whether just the examples that he shows us as an Orisha, they're really divine, to say the least. So I hope I was able to answer the question in its entirety. Anything follow up, please feel free to go ahead and put some more things in the comments, right, guys? So from Joseph Baba Ifa, Botanica Candles and More, San Lázaro and the Bóveda, right? We really appreciate you guys, and blessings to all of you, right? Boru boy bochiche. Ogunye. Asheo.